You read that article and you go, that's a little extreme. But you keep reading and you go, oh my God, they are actually backing every single point up. If watching is identical to heroin, what is the argument for watching? Do you get some stress relief?
I think this is the number one argument for the elimination, the eradication of this kind of material in life, is that you're not giving anything up. That's the story you have to get out of your mind if you're genuinely serious about moving in a better direction, is that you're not giving anything up. Giving something up begins from a perspective of pleasure in this particular activity, like giving up chocolate. I'm giving up chocolate, but it tastes so good. It's sweet. It's indulgent. It gives me pleasure, right? When you actually realize the catastrophic effects this kind of material has on your gray matter, which we'll learn about in just a minute, you will find the answer, the decision, easy. You'll find it easy to do. There's a really, really great free PDF online called The Easy Peasy Way to Quit Pornography, which is based off Alan Carr's work on the easy peasy way to quit smoking. And part and parcel of that process is getting past this idea that this particular activity is benefiting your life. It is still, again, it is a losing battle that you are fighting if you believe that this kind of thing is bringing you some kind of quality. It's not. It's taking something away from you. It's chipping away at your character the longer and longer you allow its presence into your life. It is not for stress relief. It creates your stress.
So I changed my position to poop is cringe to poop is actually way worse than I'd rather do heroin at this point, right? It all leads to this like path of degeneracy. Nobody stays on the homepage.
And the exacerbation of some of the materials that you are going down after you have got past the soft porn content, and that is no longer stimulating to you to where you recognize you have gone down this rabbit hole of very, very mind-altering, very, very questionable kinds of content that you have allowed to bleed into your psyche. And as the time I record this, guys, Apple has just released that new Vision Pro, I think it's called, that kind of augmented reality device where you can actually put yourself into the perspective of, the movie you're watching. It is going to get worse. It is going to get worse. If there's something that I can really hit home to you, the best I can, is you have to be careful about what you allow yourself to experience in this life. I've said that so many times. You cannot allow yourself to constantly be stimulated by this material, because then it makes it easier to break the habit, because your neurochemistry, your nervous system has a reference point of what the pleasure is like through that experience. And once you get that hit, it is so much more difficult for you to remove it out of your life. This is what happens, guys. Here is your brain on porn. Here is your brain on the left-hand side. Here is your brain on heroin. Here is your brain on porn. And this is from the National Center on Sexual Exploitation with regards to the physiological changes that happen in your gray matter. It's not some kind of nebulous, tangible, non-tangible, airy-fairy, wishy-washy idea. It has physiological changes in the structures of your brain. Physiological changes in the structures of your brain. And it is diminishing. It is diminishing the longer and longer you allow this material to chip away at your reward systems and allow yourself not to experience novel pleasure in simple things in life. Simple things in life. I once had a client who said that, and this was such a sad thing to experience, is that he used to love having tennis sessions with his son, learning to do tennis together. And he would get annoyed in the sessions because his son wasn't performing to the best of his abilities. And he recognized that he wasn't even getting pleasure by spending one-on-one time with his son, because in the back of his mind, in the back of his head, he was waiting for that huge dopamine hit he would get when he was alone and viewing some of this explicit material. Don't allow yourself to get to the stage before becoming a father, because the regret, the shame that that particular individual was experiencing is it breaks your heart. It breaks your heart that this is the state that a lot of modern men have gotten to this day. And I'll share with you just a last bit from this isn't the article I wanted to do. I wanted to do the Your Brain on Porn by Gary Wilson, but More Addicted Than Cocaine and Heroin is a similar rationale that you should be considering in relation to breaking this particular addiction. Because, I mean, here's another way to think about it with this particular reference is you can get access to something from the convenience of your pocket, which can stimulate you in a way that is more harmful than Class A drugs like heroin and cocaine. Your children can get access to material that can stimulate them in a way that is more malicious than heroin and cocaine. This individual is writing frequent articles about the dangers of pornography, destruction to marriages, families, individuals, and society. I really believe this is at the bedrock of a lot of existential problems. Divorce, family. When you start to pervert the innermost powers of the masculine principle, stoic, unreactive, and the master of oneself, how can you convince yourself of that? How can you hold yourself to that kind of frame if you're not the master of yourself? If you're not the captain of your own ship? If you're prone to this hijacking of your very rational mind? And are reflexively drawn to the content of pornography material, wide-reaching effects to energize a man towards intimacy. Not a neutral stimulus, it draws us in a vicarious, voyeuristic at its core. In essence, some form of escapism, similar to any kind of Class A drug. Why are you doing it? What is its presence in your life? Because you have numbed yourself to your present reality. And the only relief that you can get for your present circumstances is to escape in something that can destroy your very neurochemistry. The anxiety, the negative emotion you feel as a consequence of the frustration of your life and why you go into these things is the driving factor behind changing it. You're depressed. Good. Get angry. Get mad. Get frustrated about your situation and change it. Numbing it with these kinds of substances is only going to sink you deeper and deeper into these particular escapist devices. These are not theories. These are facts. Speak soon.